So right after the review of the classic space set 6821, the shovel buggy, naturally we have to review its partner in crime, the 6841 Mineral Detector by LEGO Classic Space. So this set was also released in 1980, hence the other sets in the background there. So this one specifically was, like the shovel buggy, one of the smaller kind of pieces of set dressing you could just buy as something affordable to have an entire day of fun or just add to your LEGO Classic Space Wave, you know? So yeah, it's obviously one of the very old space buggies with the classic red wheels with the smaller tires. It's pretty simple in design. This set came with 44 pieces and one minifig, and of course we got to take a look at the minifig first. So here is your classic spaceman in red included in this set, and this is not the original spaceman from this set. Not even the set's original, because I built this entire set from bulk that I bought, which I'll talk about later. However, I at least made sure to scramble together a period-appropriate spaceman for the time period of this set. So, yeah, I'd rather have all of him like original with like the thinner helmet and the original torso, rather than having him in slightly better condition, only for his his body parts to be not appropriate, like way too new for the the timeline, you know. So. Yeah, very happy about him regardless. He's still smiling at the very least. He's in okay condition otherwise. Of course, he needs his walkie-talkie because that's very important with communicating back to home base, you know? So, yeah. Now, here is the mineral detector right here. So, honestly, I get the impression that this set was probably one of the more forgotten ones. And honestly, like, I could kind of see why, at least like from a kid's point of view. I could see why the set may not be as appealing to the others. It definitely doesn't look as appealing as some of the others, and like why get this and just go like beep 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 when you could just get like one of the one of the crazy fast swooshable ships, or like one of the more exciting like ground-based vehicles with like different attachments and like buckets and stuff. Because back in the day, you'd want to like play with actual like lunar rock samples and be able to load and unload. But I will just say I think this vehicle in specific is like very niche for sure. Doesn't mean it's a bad set at all, no. But as an adult, I more or less see this as just like either like part of the collection, just like a piece of set dressing, or it is a good parts pack. It has some fun parts in it for sure. I love those dishes and those hinge brick pieces, and you even get like one of those like computer slope pieces. There's just a closer look at that. This one's in pretty decent shape, actually. Just one of those things that can go beep and boop, you know. You have two of those like reaction control pieces, which honestly doesn't make a lot of sense with ground vehicles, like terrestrial vehicles. However, that's classic space for you. I personally like to theorize that whenever like terrestrial vehicles have those reaction control systems, maybe they're like leftovers from being attached to a huge rocket. Because like, how else would these like huge ground vehicles be transported to different planets and stuff without like if they can't fit in the Galaxy Explorer? So yeah, just make of it as you will. It's classic space. Just it provokes imagination, that's all. So yeah, pretty much the point of this mineral detector is just to be a ground vehicle, and it's supposed to like use these like metal detectors to just like survey the surface, and just go around like detecting minerals and stuff. And then once something was spotted, these these green lights will just go beep beep beep, and you found something. And then especially if you have 6821, the partner in crime, which is the shovel buggy, you could use this to pretend to actually like dig up the ground and search for whatever minerals you want. I personally like to like kind of add the lore from set 924, the space cruiser, because it actually included this crate with some like suggestion of like some like very valuable rare mineral that they maybe use for, I don't know, let's say like like a crystal for like a fuel source of the ships to actually power them. So maybe this is one of the minerals they're trying to search for, just this transgreen cylinder. so the mineral detector just finds that, and then you can scoop this up and then just take it back to home base, right? Or you could simply like dig it up yourself with this set, and then just like, I don't know, there's plenty of room like back here where you could just like put something, like stash some things, and it may fall out from the back, but yeah, imagination. And then you can just like take your find back to base, something like that. And yeah, there's also a clip on the side to like put your walkie-talkie. I thought it's worth mentioning that. So yeah, I gotta say, and the antenna keeps falling off. Yeah, some of these like 40-50-year-old parts like obviously get kind of loose, or sometimes they get a little too tight. Usually loose though. But yeah, this thing, now that I think about it, it kind of has like a little bit of a scorpion appearance with its two long arms and like its 6 wheels and stuff. Yeah, I will admit, I don't really like how the studs are exposed on the top right here. Could have maybe used like a brick for a windshield or something like it usually does, or tiles or something like that. But there is no way I could say I dislike any of these classic space sets. It's just like some sets may be a little like weaker than some of the others. Some of the others just might seem like more unique or exciting, you know? There's always going to be a certain charm to these like more gritty, sort of ambiguous, like space sets that just like invoke like imagination of doing like whatever you want with them, you know? Like this thing at least has like a name that describes it pretty well. Unlike some of the later sets, it's like obviously a mineral detector. So this thing would obviously have a pretty big role when searching for like the valuable hidden minerals that actually like powers the whole like community of the space race, you know? So yeah, I think this is a great set, you know? We gotta of course talk about the statistics of this. So yeah, back in 1980, this thing would have retailed for $3.99 or $4, which in today's money would be around like a $16 set. So that just proves that like the value of Lego has really not gotten that bad in today's standards. So yeah, buying this set used is not too hard. It's around like $20 to $30 depending on if you like get it with the instructions or not, and like the condition of the figure and stuff like that. Getting it sealed, I haven't found many of them like online, but the few I have seen is around 400. So yeah, that's just how it is with these vintage sets. They go up a lot in value if they're sealed in the original box and everything. This set, like I said earlier, I got a huge bulk of classic space parts. So that's how I built this. This was one of the first sets I built, actually, because I built a lot of the classic collection because they had such a limited amount of parts that finding the parts to rebuild these are relatively easy. That's also how I built the space buggy, the shovel buggy as well. So as usual, I already showed the box that you got for this set. Obviously I do not have the box or the instructions physically in hand, but yeah, here's some of the alternate builds you could do. Because the set comes with so many like fun parts, you could actually build some pretty cool looking like alternate builds with this. Like some different alternatives to like some mineral detector or some like radar truck or whatever. I think this one looks pretty cool in my opinion. So yeah, you get what I mean. Just these classic space, very early space sets are just so charming. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything I could think to say about this set in specific, the 6841 of the Mineral Detector from 1980. So I think that sums up my review for this. I will see you all on the next review. So peace out.